Hey guys, it's Angel here again from Paranormal Gumbo. Welcome to our YouTube channel. Today's video is about an otherworldly encounter that a woman had at Shira Rejoice on TikTok. She talks about a situation where some sort of otherworldly alien beings maybe took some eggs from her body and her experience with that. So I'm gonna let her describe it. If you want to hear more, check her out on TikTok. She's gotten a lot of flack for this story, but I would ask you to be respectful because this is her story, and whether you believe it or not, you don't have to believe it, but at least respect her as a human being and don't say nasty, negative things. She's gotten so many nasty comments, and it very well could be true. Yes, it sounds far-fetched, but so many paranormal occurrences are far-fetched, and I'm here to tell you that strange things do happen. So, don't dismiss what she says just because it sounds kind of out there. And please ignore my cat in the background who thinks he can talk. So I'm going to let you watch the video.
4 years ago, it was 2018. I was a completely different person then. But what had happened was I was laying on the couch in my little condo here, and I was laying face up specifically and going to sleep. So essentially I was asleep, and I never really lay face up whenever I sleep, so that was interesting. But I remember just instantly feeling this paralysis, like freezing. It was like my body couldn't move, nothing. And I look over at the door and it opens, and there's this figure, and it's like a holographic looking figure. And it essentially is like gray, but it has a black outlining over it. So it's like a human figure with a black outlining over it. While I was laying there looking at it, something in my mind was telling me, just let them take you, just let them take you, just let them take you, just let them take you. And so essentially they came and took me. And when they took me, my body came over to where I'm at right now, and I was literally levitating, like laying down, levitating, and my legs were like, this was my body and my legs were like this, but they were opened, and I could feel myself levitating. Like I could literally feel the sensation of it, like if it was to be a thing, like this is how it would feel. And my body was also very tingly, like when your leg falls asleep, that was how my body felt, like my entire body. And I just remember saying to myself that I'm always going to remember this. I'm always going to remember this. I'm always going to remember this. And I kept repeating that in my head so I would remember what was going on. And essentially they were taking from me. And I was just not able to obviously defend myself or anything of that matter, but I also couldn't feel any of it. Like I couldn't feel it. I was in this state of pure bliss while they were doing it, which was interesting. But yeah, it was a very interesting experience. And when they had initially left, I was still floating and able to kind of float around the house. And I didn't want to wake up from it, but I ended up waking up from it. And a lot of people ask, like, were you upset when they took your eggs or this and that? And essentially, yes, because I feel like I didn't necessarily give them permission to do that. And they just like came and took and left and gave me this incredible experience that I'll never forget. But I learned to kind of accept it now. Regarding this experience, it has completely changed and transformed my entire life. I became completely sober from every stimulant you can think of. Drinking, smoking, drinking caffeine, essentially anything that can stimulate me in a negative way. Really, I've been sober now for 3 years. And I started going out into nature a lot more and healing myself and my body. And I actually ended up changing my entire name because of how drastic this change was for me due to this experience. And I am now like living my life in a very natural way, and helping others and facilitating healing for others. And a lot of people ask, how do you know 3 eggs, or how do you know this? And it was really a random occurrence that came to me when I was working on a shaman, and this guy told me, you have 3 hybrid babies. And I'm like, what? And he's like, you had 3 of your eggs taken and you have 3 hybrid babies. So initially I had no idea how many eggs they took for the people asking. I was just given this information from a man that I was randomly working on, and my intuition really trusted him. So I went with it. But I live my life in a very spiritual way, and it's very much unscientific for some folks to understand. So I trusted his opinion and his judgment, and I feel that same way. In regards to this specific comment, and a lot of comments like this one, I just want to start off by saying that I am not schizophrenic. I think it's very harmful to try and invalidate others' personal experiences by misdiagnosing people, especially if you're not a doctor of this practice or this kind of work. I think it's extremely wrong to the folks who do suffer with schizophrenia. This was a one-time occurrence for me. I am not schizophrenic, and I can't believe that I have to come on here and say that. But I feel really bad for the folks that are, and that are seeing your comment and seeing how easy it is to just label somebody as schizophrenic because of a personal experience that they had, and trying to invalidate what I went through by bringing in science and all this other stuff. It's completely uncalled for. It's not right in any way. It's not humane. And I'm tired of seeing people thinking they can just go and diagnose people with things without like realizing the repercussions that come with that. So this video was not made to be a joke of any kind. It was made in my truth and my reality of what exactly happened to me personally, and I wanted to share my story and share my experience. Just because something isn't backed by science or backed by your belief system doesn't mean it's not true for that person who was experiencing this specific occurrence. So thinking that it's fake, or thinking that it's me being mentally ill, it's so wrong on so many levels. I just genuinely hope that one day you actually meet someone who has schizophrenia, and don't say stuff like this to them about their experiences, because invalidating anyone's experience, whether they have a mental illness or not, is not how you as a practitioner should be practicing at all. And the fact that you're on TikTok trying to do that is insane to me. I wouldn't trust anybody going to see you as a person. And yeah, I wish you well though.
So there it is. That's pretty much the whole thing. I did cut it down, as far as some of the repetition that she had in the videos, because it's a series of several videos. Some of it's repetitive, and but that's the gist of what she said. You can check more out on TikTok. Let us know if you've had any strange experiences like this yourself. Send a comment, like the video, and subscribe. And until I talk to you guys again, take care.